Hello, welcome to this unit, that's Applied Science. This is a core unit for electrical engineering students who are doing craft certificate. The module unit is intended to equip the trainee with the knowledge and skills and attitudes to enable him or her apply in engineering science relevant to electrical engineering. We have the general objectives. By the end of this module unit, the trainee should be able to apply the relevant principles of applied science in solving engineering problems, carry out experiments to verify scientific principles, demonstrate correct skills in data collection and analysis and interpretation. The first topic for this unit is Foundations of Chemistry. In this topic, we are going to learn about matter, acids, bases, and salts. Specific objectives. By the end of this submodule, the trainee should be able to state the properties of matter, describe the properties and effects of acids and bases, describes the properties and uses of salts. We have the properties of matter, and we are supposed to define matter, which is anything that has mass and occupies space. We have the states of matter, which are the solids, liquids, and gases. We are saying that solids have definite shape that are not easily changed, and they also have a definite mass and volume. Different sizes of the same substance contain different amounts of matter and have different masses. For the case of liquids, they have definite mass and volume but take the shape of the container in which they are put into it because of their ability to flow. And for the gases, they have definite mass but do not have a definite volume or shape. Okay, let's move on to acids and bases. Acids are defined as the chemical substances which are characterized by a sour taste in an aqueous medium. They have the tendency to turn blue litmus red. And also bases, they are the chemical substances which are characterized by a bitter taste and are slippery in touch when you touch them. Some bases are soluble in water while others are not. We have the properties of acids and bases. The first property is color. Acids are colorless liquids, but sometimes sulfuric acid becomes yellow due to impurities. Some organic acids are white colored solids, e.g. benzoic acid. Bases are colorless except for the hydroxides of iron and copper. For the taste, acids are sour and bases are bitter. For the property of touch, acids are okay. You're not advised to touch acids because it can cause chemical burns, but for bases they are slippery. Solubility, soluble in water, that is acids, and bases are soluble in water and also which are also called the alkali or group 1 elements. We have the effects of acids and bases. We are saying that acids and bases are corrosive substances that can attack various surfaces including human tissue. The amount of tissue damage they cause depends on the strength and concentration of the acid or base and the duration of exposure. The acidity or alkalinity of a substance can be determined by its pH value. We have the strong acids and weak acids. For the strong acids, they have a pH which is less than 4, and for the weak acids, they have pH between 5 and 7. The most common strong acids include hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, and phosphoric acid. The weak acids include acetic acid, citric acid, and carbonic acid, and they are less corrosive as compared to the strong acids. Strong and weak bases. A strong base has a pH which is greater than 10 and can cause chemical burns. Strong bases include calcium hydroxide, sodium chloride, sodium hydroxide, and potassium hydroxide. Some of the common bases, weak bases, are the ammonia and sodium bicarbonate. Chemical burns from bases do not cause as much pain as acid burns, but the damage can be more extensive. Let's move on to salts. A salt is a chemical compound consisting of an ionic assembly of positively charged cations and negatively charged anions, which results in a compound with no net electric charge. A common example of this is a table salt, which is normally sodium chloride, because it has sodium ions and chloride ions. The component ions in a salt compound, which is sodium chloride, can be either inorganic, such as chloride, or organic, such as acetate, which we have the chemical formula. Each ion can be either monoatomic, such as fluoride, or polyatomic, such as sulfate. We have the properties of salts. The first property is in terms of color. Solid salts tend to be transparent, as illustrated by sodium chloride, where we have sodium chromate is yellow by virtue of the chromate ion. We have potassium dichromate is orange by the virtue of dichromate ion. Property number 2, we have the taste. We are saying that different salts can elicit all 5 basic tastes, that is salty for sodium chloride, sweet for lead diacetate, sour for potassium bitartrate, and bitter for magnesium sulfate. For the odor, we are saying that salts of strong acids and strong bases are non-volatile and often odorless, whereas salts of either weak acids or weak bases may smell like the conjugate acid, e.g. the acetates like acetic acid, which is also referred to as vinegar, and cyanides like hydrogen cyanide, which is also near of the component ions. Another property is solubility. Many ionic compounds exhibit significant solubility in water or other polar solvents. Unlike molecular compounds, salts dissociate in solution into anionic and cationic components. Another property is conductivity. We are saying that salts are characteristically insulators, but now molten salts or solutions of salts conduct electricity. For this reason, liquefied salts, that is a molten salt, and solutions containing dissolved salt, e.g. sodium chloride in water, can be used as electrolytes. You can find more information through using the YouTube link below. Property number 6 is the melting point. Salts have a high melting points, e.g. sodium chloride, which melts at 880 degrees Celsius. Some salts with low lattice energies are liquid at or near room temperature. These include molten salts, which are usually mixtures of salts and ionic liquids, which usually contains organic cations. And we have these liquids which exhibit unusual properties of solvents. Then we move on to the uses of salts. We have sodium chloride, which we have talked about, which is the table salt, which is used in seasoning and preserving food. We have monosodium glutamate, which is used to make food more savory or enhance the flavor of the food. We have also sodium nitrate, which is used in the manufacturing of explosives and fertilizers. We have number D, which is potassium permanganate, which is normally purple in color, is used in treating some skin conditions like fungal infections and in the synthesizing organic compounds like ascorbic acid. Also, we have tetraaminocupric sulfate, which is used in the manufacturing artificial fabrics, e.g. copra and ammonium rayon. We have the last one, zinc chloride hydroxide monohydrate, which is a common feed additive and nutritional supplements for domesticated animals. So you have the activity there that you are supposed to do to state the colors of the following compounds, that is the copper nitrate, copper sulfate, potassium permanganate, So make sure that you give yourself some work to do. That is, you work out this for find the colors for these compounds, and make sure you give out the answers to me. We have the references there. You can follow the link to get more on this. Thank you very much.